everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. Today's speed build is going to be an off-the-grid, almost shack style home. I'm sorry if you heard that. My cat is like sprinting in here because he heard me start my voiceover and he wants to ruin it, you little monster. God, sorry. In the new update, if you didn't know, there was a new off-the-grid lot trait added to the game, and I really got inspired by that theme and decided to create a completely off-the-grid home and just kind of go with it and go with that style, and I'm really happy with how it turns out. It's very rustic and almost shack-like in a way. I don't know how to describe it really, but it's a very interesting design that I have not tried out before in the game, but I feel like I executed it pretty well. I actually did a weird thing in this where I started doing the exterior first and then I did the interior, so if you don't like that you can obviously skip ahead, but it was a really weird day for me because the whole premise of it was that your sim who lives here spends more time outside than they do inside. Oh, Snowy, stop it. And so I wanted to make sure that the yard was fully used and had pretty much everything there that you need. And so right now I'm just kind of picking out windows and everything because I wanted to use the new window coloring that the Sims added into the new update. So they've got this really pretty, like, kind of like a reddish brown color. I think it looks really nice, but I wanted to use it, but in the end I couldn't find... Can he just stop it? Couldn't find a window that works. And then this is the wall coloring I use. It's kind of like almost like, oh, it's like a metal, but it looks almost like a wood. I think it looks really interesting. And I'm glad I found it because I was going to use just those plain planks that are like up and down in the typical kind of style that most people use when they create kind of off-the-grid homes. And I'm glad that I made this metal one because I feel like it really fit in with the Oasis Springs vibe that I had going on for this house. But yeah, this is the final wall coloring and roofing of the home. It's very dark and brown and almost grayish, but I like how it looks because it seems like someone had like built it with their hands and put this house together themselves. And I like that kind of style for the off-the-grid kind of home because that seems like what most people do when they live off the grid is they create their homes themselves. My uncle actually did that to his home. He bought like one of those storage unit type of things from like Home Depot, and then has like a water reserve thing that filters water into his home, and he has solar panels and everything like that. It's pretty cool. Whoa, I just got so off track. But right now we're working on the exterior. I really wanted to use this tree, and in the end I do, but for a while I struggled because I wanted to put it closer to the house to cover up this kind of side area, but I decided to actually put plants there and make it very desert themed, and I think it looked really nice at the end. It's a different style of landscaping than I've done in the past, but I think it looks really interesting. I looked out in the world surrounding this home, and I wanted to make sure this home matched the vibe that Oasis Springs had, so I found those kind of larger plants around there, and I use them quite a bit in this home. They do make it look more run down and rustic, which I think is really nice with the kind of style that I was going for in the wall colorings that I added to the home. And I do use them a lot, actually. That's the first time I used them, and I use them everywhere. I was going to use that red plant, but I felt like it looked out of place. He added like 2 more in there. I wanted to make it look like a big puffy spot of foliage, and I think it looks really cool. I was going to put palm trees in, but it seemed like it was too tropical, and so I do end up using this tree. Eventually, I do put these giant rocks around, and I think they look really cool, and they add to that vibe, again, of Oasis Springs, where they just have those giant rock formations. So I use that kind of technique throughout most of the home. I use this overgrown patch of grass a lot as well, because I think it just makes it look more, just kind of unkept. And again, if it's off the grid, it just doesn't seem like they'd spend more time just being with nature and not a lot of time actually trimming their garden and stuff like that. Right now I'm just putting on the windows, very basic, just putting them around, just finding free spots to do it. I do really like how it looks. I'm looking at the screenshots right now as I'm talking, and I really like how it looks. I use this really cool, almost like scorched earth kind of, I don't know, like burnt earth kind of coloring for the pathways, and I think they look really cool. It looks almost natural, like the house is just, I don't know, it looks like it was naturally there like that. Oh, also, I really wanted to make an outhouse. I heard the term off the grid and I thought, ooh, outhouse. That was the first thing that popped in my head. So I do end up making this tiny little room, the place where the toilet is. I mean, it doesn't have anything else in there. It doesn't have a sink or anything. It's just the toilet, which is how outhouses normally are. And I think it's so cool. You'll see me actually put in lighting for a little while because I kind of forgot that I was building an off the grid home. I just kind of got excited for what I was putting together and the style that I was creating, and I just I eventually delete them, but I was really gung ho about it, and I put them everywhere too. It's a little embarrassing, but adding more foliage, just making this house look a little bit more unkept and more overgrown, and yes, big fan. Sorry. I just really like this house. This is probably my favorite build I've ever done. It's so different from anything I've ever done as well. And I just think it's a really interesting style that I think I did well. Bravo to me, everyone. Round of applause. Round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. I try my best. Here I am putting in more lighting because I'm an idiot and I forgot this is an off-the-grid house, which has no lighting or water, which is very inconvenient. I honestly would never be able to do that. Would you guys be able to live in an off-the-grid home? I could not. Nope. No. I didn't even have time to think about it. I was like, nope, that's not happening. I am a person that enjoys the internet and enjoys air conditioning. And there's no way I could live without air conditioning. That is like my saving grace, because I'm a very hot-blooded human being. And I am 1,000 degrees all the time. Like right now, I'm just on fire. What am I doing right now? Oh, I'm starting to do the backyard. I was just going to do the landscaping. And then, why am I paused? Oh, I think I was looking up something. I was looking at pictures to get a reference and trying to figure out what I wanted in this corner. I was looking at like off-the-grid home yards to see what they have. And obviously the clothesline and the little wash bucket fit in. Oh, I saw that I could move the rocks a little bit off the lot so they blended in. I think it looks so cool. It makes it look like it really is a part of the world. Although the rocks don't exactly match the exact color of the natural rocks in Oasis Springs, but I think it looks really cool. Now I'm just moving some more lights around because I'm an idiot, adding more foliage. Man, I really went overboard with the foliage, didn't I? I'm looking at it now. I mean, it looks good, but I mean, I put a lot in there. Now I'm putting in more backyard furniture and backyard accessories. I spent a little while going back and forth on what I wanted these chairs to be, but I just go back to the blue color I had because I think it looked nice with the wash bucket. I actually didn't put a stove in this house because I felt like an off-the-grid home, you could have a fridge, and of course there's like gas stoves, but I felt like having just a grill would seem more realistic. So in a second, you'll see me add one in. I think I put the kitchen in first. Yeah, I think I put the kitchen in first, and then I add the grill. Right now I was looking for, in the patch updates, it said there was like a little section for the off-the-grid things, and I couldn't find it, and I didn't know where to look, and I was really confused because I obviously couldn't figure out where it was, and so I ended up just kind of giving up and having to scroll through and look for stuff. You see me put in lights right there. That's because I wanted to fully furnish in actual lighting because I didn't want to just sit there in the dark and guesstimate. So I do take them out in the end. There is only candles in this. You'll see me put in the gas lighting, the little lantern thingies, because I have one in real life, and I know that those in fact work without electricity. And so I thought they would work in this game, but they don't actually include them in the things that are for the off-the-grid. So I went back in and I got rid of them. My throat is like having a moment. I went back in and got rid of them, and I just replaced them with candles. But this is the kitchen area. Just some counters, a sink, and a fridge. There I am putting the grill, which is your only kind of stove option that you have. I didn't think the fridge would work, honestly, because the fridge didn't have the works with off-the-grid little icon in it whenever you like hover over it. But it does work. I have play tested this house. I do know that everything I place does in fact work. Oh, the snowman. I love that little sand snowman. It's so cute. It was just a little detail that I found and I wanted to include it. But back inside, now I'm just focusing on the furnishing since the entire exterior is done. I'm sorry if I keep stuttering. I bit my cheek a couple days ago. I said it in another voiceover. And it still hasn't healed, and it's been causing me some problems, so I apologize. I sound like a mess. Right now I'm working in the living room. Of course, there's no TV because you can't have any electronics. I mean, you can, they just wouldn't work. And there's the little lantern thing that I was going to use, because I mean, like, those legit work without any electricity. I have one. I know it works. But for some reason, they didn't include them in the off-the-grid style. But I think they fit what I was going for, and I'm sad they didn't work, but they are all replaced with candles, so everything you need is in this home. Right now I'm just looking for decorations. I went a little bit overboard with the decorations of this house because I felt like if there was no electricity or electronics, I needed to kind of compensate for that and put more personalized things and make the home look more lived in. There is only one bedroom, but I made the bedroom kind of, I don't know, more youthful, because I feel like most people now in this generation are becoming more like in tune with the off the grid living. And so I wanted to make it look like this person is rather young and then just decided, you know what, I don't want to deal with it anymore, and just built an off the grid home. That was my idea for a sim who lives here, I guess. Right now I'm working on more decorations. Put the sad clown in painting. I wasn't going to for a while, but it was the only thing that kind of fit the vibe that I was going for. This kind of eclectic, like, put together random shit into a home and made it feel like an actual home. And so I put the sad clown up there. I don't know if the sad clown, it does something. I know it does, but I don't know if you have to do something to get it activated. I've never tried it. I have no reason to try it. It does not sound like fun. But working on the kitchen right now, putting a little rug. I put overhead cabinets, and that's when I realized the black looked too modern. And so I go in and I change it to the tan one, because you can see more of like the scuffed edges and the more used look. And I changed the fridge to black instead. Adding foliage, more decorations. I added in a guitar because your Sims need obviously something to do for fun. And so I felt like the guitar was a good option. Adding in hampers, because I did include the clothesline. As I said in most of my previous builds, if I do include a washer and dryer of any sort, I will always use the correct hampers. And if I don't, then I will use the fake ones, because obviously you can't use it. Adding decorations in here, just basic decorations like a bread box and some soap and a little dish rack sounds right. Dish rack. I don't know what I'm saying. Plants, I was gonna use that, of course, a little oil lamp, but that gets deleted. Just more kind of old-fashioned looking kitchen things. I feel like, again, I said the person who lives here would be rather young, but I felt like their kitchen supplies and everything would be more dated, as if they got it from a yard sale and stuff like that. But that's just my own little personal story I have going on in my head. The living area is pretty much done. Now I'm moving on to the more bedroom area. This is going to be the more kind of youthful look. I used the apple crate on the side because I felt like it was a cool, almost like reclaimed vibe and everything. There's a bunch of different wood tones in this build, and I feel like I really like how that looks, because it's not cohesive, but I feel like it looks interesting and more like someone just grabbed a bunch of crap off the street and put it in their house and made it look okay together. This is me just putting in rugs, of course. You obviously need rugs. I wanted to put the blue rug in there because it went with the blue on the bed, but I didn't want to just have the blue rug, so I added in that brown one underneath. There's posters on the wall, a nice kind of dresser area, some plants, just trying to fill up the space and make it look more homey. Another, what is it? Mirror. I forgot the word mirror. Adding more decorations, just the basic. Forgot the word mirror. What am I? God, I'm an idiot is what I am. Okay, what am I doing now? Oh, I had a little decoration area. It's just the basic spot where I put more personalized things, because I feel like adding stuff like that really makes it look more realistic. Added more crates as if they just kind of had a bunch and just used them for random stuff. A little armadillo thing, because I think it's so cute and it's so weird, and I felt like it fit with the vibe of the house. Adding more little decorations. Just wanted to make it seem more personable and more like a real house instead of something fake and something no one lives in. And that's pretty much the bedroom done. Moving on to the bathroom, and that's the final room of the home. Just adding in a little bit more. I forgot to put in the flooring in the back porch, and just adding flooring into the outhouse, and then the toilet went in there. But right now I'm working on the actual interior bathroom. Very basic, nothing too exciting, just a little towel area, hand towel, putting toothbrushes and some soap on there, so that way it looks like your Sims actually brush their teeth, which is nice. And I'm just putting in a couple more decorations, and I'm pretty much done with most things. I think I'm just deleting the lights, and then I'm going to be adding, oh yeah, I'm adding front porch things. Sorry, I keep looking away because I like to watch the timer when I'm talking. I don't know why I do that. It doesn't help anything. It's not like I need to keep on time, but I just keep looking at it. Adding a few more decorations, like a front rug, and I think I put one on the back porch as well. Oh, I was going to add an easel on the front porch, but in the screenshots it looked kind of wonky, so it's in the back porch now, so there is still an easel. It's just back there, so if you need to use it, you can obviously move it around or whatever you want to do. But that's pretty much it, and now we're on to the screenshots. I really like how this home turned out. Pretty sure it's one of my favorite builds I've ever done, and it's really cool and eclectic style. If you would like to download this home, the download link is in the description below. If you like this video, drop a like down below. It helps with the channel. And subscribe. If you don't like what you see, like and subscribe anyways, just because you can. I'll see you guys in the next video.